All right, it's Friday. We're getting ready to go on a trip next Friday. We're leaving for South Dakota. We're gonna meet mom and dad there and just go on a little vacation, do some camping, hiking, maybe some kayaking. Oh, thank you. Will you bring those here? You can come on here, you're fine. So I've got a little side project to work on today. Show you what I'm doing here. My kayak, I'm gonna try and make some outriggers for it to make it a little more stable. This kayak, I kinda like it. I'm not super happy with it, but it's really tippy. I've never actually rolled it, but I'm constantly shifting my weight in the seat to try and stay upright, and I don't feel real stable in it. So I'm gonna use some pool noodles and some PVC pipe, try and make some outriggers using these two fishing rod holders right here on the back, here and here. Let's see if I can make something that comes back towards the back and just kicks out a little bit, making sure I'm staying out of the way of my paddle on either side. Hopefully this helps, because I don't really want to spend another $500-600 on another kayak. All right, sorry to cut a few of these pieces. I apologize for my voice. I had a cold last week, not quite over it yet. So the plan is to go right in there, and then I'll have a piece going between the two. Probably gotta put this together first. I want this to fit snug. That way it doesn't just float right out of there. I don't think it will, because it's angled back at a little bit of an angle, so it should be in a bind in there a little bit, I'm hoping. If it does tend to want to float right out of there, I'm probably gonna drill some holes and maybe put some nut zerts or what are they called? Nut rivets or whatever. The threaded rivets that you put into the rivet gun. I forget what they're called. Anyways, I'd put a couple in here and maybe run a piece of Velcro over, or some sort of strap that's easily removable. So yeah, that's nice and snug. So we'll glue all this together. Oh yeah, maybe it will. Maybe that's too snug. That pushes right out. Okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna put some of those nut rivets in there and do some sort of strap to hold it down. But that's our starting point. I think from there I probably want to come out a little more before I come back. I think I'm going to cut another couple pieces, like 4 inches, just to get it out a little further, and then I'll do a 90 coming back. My good PVC cutter is still in the house from doing the bathroom. This one works, but it's not great. It's more for cutting heater hose. Probably I would go straight down with another 4-inch. Oh, the water line on this is roughly, well, there's actually still some dirt on there. Roughly right here. I don't know if I'm at the right angle with the camera. Right about here is where the water line sits when I'm in it. So we want to get below that just slightly, I think. I don't know, I still gotta kind of play with it and figure it out. Try and make it somewhat symmetrical. That might be a little low. Yeah, I'm gonna take just an inch off of there or so. By the time I put that 90 on there, we're gonna be well into the water. I'm also gonna kick these out just a little to the side. And I'll pull this all apart again and glue it all, like I said, but just dry fit and everything for now. So yeah, that'll just have a little kick out to the side so we get a little more width. It'll probably come all the way to the back of the kayak here. You might not be able to see that. We'll clear back here, and then I'll slip a pool noodle on the whole thing. All right, got all my pieces cut. I'm gonna pull this apart and get everything glued together, and then we'll get the noodles, the pool noodles, slid onto the extensions. All right, I had to spray some soapy water on there to get this pool noodle to slide on. If I can find the end now, I'm going to cut the excess off. I think I'm gonna glue on a 90 on the end, just so this can't work its way off. Yeah, they wiggle, but I don't want them to be, this is just to help stabilize it a little bit. It shouldn't take much. I mean, I can pick the whole kayak up with it, so it shouldn't take much to make me more stable in the water. So I don't think that little bit of wiggle is going to matter at all. I think instead of gluing a 90 on here, I'm just going to slip one on in case I need to change something. That way I can pull this back apart on the end and slip the pool noodle off. Siri, I'm not talking to you. Forgot to buy caps, so if I do glue these on, or whether I glue them on or not, I still need to go get caps for these 90s. I don't really want water in here. That's just going to add more weight that I don't want. I don't think those are going to pop off anyways. I know these are going to slow me down in the water, but we usually just go down the river here and more or less just guide it down the river. I'm never going very fast. If we're out on the lake, I just paddle out to a spot and do some fishing. I'm never going full out in this thing. That's not what I like to do, so. All right, we need to drill some holes up here and do some sort of strap. That way, well, yeah, it will come out of there. So I'm gonna figure out some sort of strapping system. I think instead of drilling some holes here, I'm gonna try and use this bungee cord on the back and just wrap it around here a couple times and hook it to the tie down points. So if I I get these tight, pulls on that pretty snug. Maybe do 2 wraps. We'll cross them. Maybe a little tighter than that. All right, well that's I think that'll work. That'll keep them in there. If it doesn't, I might change it in the future. We just gotta test it and find out. As long as those anchor points stay good and don't rip out of there. So, all right, I guess that's it for today. We'll get this thing out on the water and I'll show you how it works. All right, got it out to the lake. Test out my new stabilizers. I think I need to make them a little bit longer. Stick into the water a little more.
Still wobbly?
Yeah. It's definitely a little better, but I think it'll be better yet if I make them longer and down into the water more. That's easy enough to extend them. Just cut them and put a longer piece in the middle with a couple of unions or couplers, whatever. I'll do some modifying to it and we'll show you guys if it works better after I lengthen these and make them stick into the water a little better. But overall it does work. It does work, just not as good as I anticipated yet. Should we make some waves for Mom?
I accidentally went on my tippy toes.